Do you believe you are untouchable because of your costume? With his hands clenched, the man stepped forward and growled. When I do this, will you recoil? As the audience gasped, he cocked his arm back, knuckles tense. Tourists screamed and cameras clicked, but the soldier in front of him remained motionless. Not a breath, not a blink. He was a tomb guard, one of the select few appointed to guard the unidentified soldier's grave. White gloves, rifle to his shoulder, and a spotless uniform. He performed the unimaginable with a punch that was ready to land because they were so immaculate that they nearly gleamed in the midday sun. The guard raised his hand and used only his gloved palm to catch the fist in midair with machine-like speed. In control, not in violence. Silent, precise, and pure control. The hit was delivered by Terence T-Rex Cole, a former boxing world champion, who was notorious for his trash language and knockouts. Outside of the ring, he was unbeaten. However, he chose the wrong battle this time. It started earlier that day when Terence showed up unexpectedly with a large entourage and a swagger that was inappropriate for the hallowed grounds. He defied tradition by making loud remarks, laughing during the changing of the guard, and even daring to cross the barrier. He grinned and said, "There is no ghost in that tomb, just a void of silence." A few whispers sounded among the assembled people. Veterans tensed. A few turned aside in embarrassment. The guards, however, did not recoil. They never do. "This is just a showman," Terence said, raising his voice. "There's nothing genuine about it. Allow me to demonstrate what a true guard looks like." When the on-duty guard finally spoke to him calmly and precisely, he only said 7 things. "You'll take a step back." That's the end of it. Terence grinned at that moment, his eyes blazing with pride. He moved forward and delivered the blow. Everything was captured on camera, and the legend started there, because the punch wasn't simply stopped by the tomb guard. He didn't even appear frightened. He didn't strike back. He kept his rifle down. He merely straightened his posture, pushed his fist back, and uttered a single, razor-sharp statement that sliced through the astonished quiet like steel. Violence is not a means of gaining discipline. Respect is the basis for earning it. Terence stepped back. He appeared uncertain for the first time in his career. All around him, the atmosphere had changed. Nobody was applauding. Nobody gave a clap. His entourage became quiet. The tourists started jeering. It was him, not the military. "That man guards heroes, and you tried to hit him," a small child, perhaps 10 years old, remarked as he and his grandfather approached. Terence pushed past his workers and turned to leave, embarrassed. However, it didn't stop there. The video had gone viral by dusk. Millions watched as mute honor crushed the haughtiness of a so-called champion. The scene was shown in slow motion by news anchors. The single sentence that seemed heavier than any knockout, the clean block, and the unwavering gaze. According to a military historian, months are spent training tomb guards. Day or night, rain or snow, they take 21 steps, halt for 21 seconds, and continue without interruptions or feelings. That is a sacred discipline. Terence apologized in part in a message that he uploaded, blaming the pressure, the heat, and the moment. The public, however, remembered. He was dropped by sponsors. He stopped endorsing things. However, another thing also occurred. One picture surfaced on the internet a week later. Terence returns to the tomb in silence. No entourage, no cameras. In a suit, this time. He held a folded paper in his palm and lowered his head. After throwing it at the stairs, he turned to go. "To the unknowns and to the men who guard them," the note said. "I used to think I was powerful, but now I see that true strength is quiet, motionless, and unappreciative. Pardon me. It wasn't until you showed me what this meant." His life was altered by more than a single blow. The silence provided the answer. The self-control, honor, and unwavering discipline of a man who keeps quiet unless the nation requests it. His name was never made public by the tomb guard. He declined interviews. He simply went back to work. With a rifle in hand, a straight back, and immaculate white gloves, one is defending the silent and the unknown. Because true soldiers do just that. They don't act to attract attention. They represent something more significant than themselves. Please leave a comment below letting us know where you are watching from in the world before we wind up. Don't be timid. Therefore, fame or fists are not indicators of actual power. How you maintain your composure when no one else will is how it's measured. Please show your support by liking and leaving a thoughtful comment below if this tale caused you to stop and consider.